Alright, what's up guys? Now it's time to talk about early round for T side and flip CT side on its head. So just like we looked at Dust 2 Long A, we're going to look at T side Dust 2 Long A. We're going to look at the same protocols but flip them on their head. What's the first thing? What do spawns matter and what we're trying to take? What area are we trying to take, right? Do the spawns matter? What nades or utility do we need for this spot? How are we going to react if the CTs are also trying to defend it from us? And then kind of how we react with a team versus individually, alright? So I'm going to go in game and show you guys right now. So, we're trying to take long A. Do spawns matter? Yes, of course, right? If you have a bad spawn and you're trying to take long, this guy's going to get to big pit, and he's going to have cover, and you're still going to be like right here. And the reason you want to make sure spawns are important, guys, just from experience, I'll tell you now, if you have the best spawn, you rush. More often than not, the CT hasn't passed this point. Sometimes he's right here, but you normally could still get the frag on him, right? If you have a bad spawn, you won't catch him there, and he has time to get flashes from teammates and hide down here. So that's kind of a separate convo. I already know this. Each spot you try to think about this on in the future, you might have to think about this and observe and do trial and error, but that's for you guys to do, and that will be the activity in the next section. Alright, next up, what utility is needed? Well, flashes could be used, smokes, mollies, everything depending on what you know. And then as an individual versus a team, and then how are the CTs going to play this? So, as a T, on rushing along M, we say, okay, spawns matter. What flashes and how do I need to throw them, and then how do I need to react to the other team's utility? So if I rush long, I know that if I throw a flash too early, it might hit a guy running wide here, but if they're any decent players, they're probably going to turn and it won't blind them until they're about here. So what I like to do is say, hey, can someone behind me rush long? Now, solo queue, I understand, guys. Not everyone's always going to be willing to help you, but you could definitely go a long way. If you have friends, your long rushes will be so hard to stop. I could do this all day in pickup games. If teams don't have good coordination, it's so hard to stop. Just like I talked about in the video on CT side planning. There's a lot that goes into really stopping a long rush. So, for you, yourself, what flashes are good? Well, if you're only rushing by yourself, I would say a late flash here to get the guy at the corner, and then another flash here to get the guy across into big pit. If you do this fast enough, what's going to happen is this flash will still be hitting the guy who's opting corner. Boom, he's blind at the corner. You throw this flash as you're running, and the guy who might have turned from this and got half blind, he's just going to be turning around, and either he might have a second to shoot you if you do it too slow, but he should actually be getting blind or turning from that flash, which is an awesome little combo. Now, this is a combo I created as the first spawn, right? I'm not going to do this with this spawn because what's going to happen is that guy's going to be big pit. So if I have a later spawn, then I have to be realistic. They're probably going to molly or nade. I have to wait for it. Hold if they push the closed door. Now there's probably a guy corner and big pit. And if I really want to take it, I can. But that's not exactly what I'm talking about here, right? I can throw a flash and get out, but now we can hide. You know, you can get creative, smoke the opera off to your left. You know, maybe jump molly or something and then throw another flash and then push up. But what I'm talking about is early round map control. So mid-round map control will come in a second, but I'm talking about if you're successful. So the planning needs to happen. Again, same thing. What spawn? And do the spawns matter? Yes, in this case, right? If the spawns don't matter, you can get creative with your nades. You can slow down and throw the nades you need, and that's a big part of T-side. You don't always need to go fast early round. A lot of times early round could also be, do we want to take long control slow, right? So I'm talking about taking long control fast. Remember that. It's a key aspect of this video. I'm not saying rush long every round you play T-side Dust 2. I'm just saying realizing that spawns play a big role in these decisions. And on a map like Dust 2, rushing is a very good play on the long side. But defaulting is what it's called when your team just kind of covers each spot as one person, right? One guy will hold like long door, one will hold back mid, and that's a very viable and almost more often not the most solid way to play a consistent T half, especially a map like Cache where like map control is somewhat given to you by default, right? I'm talking about planning to take a spot early round by yourself. So this is a really good video for individual play. Once you get on a team, you want to have a whole array of strats, right, guys? So the whole reason I want to talk about this planning is because you need to know the timing. If you try to rush long with a bad spawn, it's not going to work. So you need to go through that checklist I told you anytime you're planning on taking area. It doesn't matter with rushing. What am I trying to take? What space? Who gets there first, right? Does my spawn matter or does it not matter, right? Like if I'm trying to take cat, yeah, I want a good spawn, but if they boost cat, they're going to get there before me. So no matter what, I probably am going to want to throw a flash, like over here or something when I'm running up to blind this guy, right? That's going to be peeking. But then again, you have to worry about a mid guy. So you're not really rushing as much. You might need to smoke off Xbox or on cat right here. So it's different. So we're talking about rushing in this video, but realize, guys, the process I'm talking about applies to every aspect. You want to plan. You want to think about what the other team's going to do at that point in the round, and then you want to kind of think about how you're going to react to it. So let's go back to long really quick to wrap up this video. I want to rush out long. I want to tell my teammates to flash late. And if possible, you could learn skilled smokes like this. And I don't even know this one perfectly yet on the new Dust 2. But if you walk and you kind of throw a light smoke like that, you can get it perfectly to where it'll land close to the corner as a late spawn. And this is really good because if you don't have a lot of flashes, it kind of blocks out the guy crossing into Big Pit. So the Opper is not less of a factor in the rush. So the key here is planning and learning nades. And like I said on CT side, guys, it's not always about how much you just play competitive on Dust 2. Sometimes it's about the time you put in, not how much time you play. The time you put in outside of competitive. Go in your own server like I am, turn on SV cheats, right? Come in a game, turn on SV grenade trajectory 1 so you can see the nades, and practice these nades, guys, and plan to take early round on Dust 2. Or plan to take early round on T side and plan different ways in nades, guys. Map control is so key, and the only reason you generally want to rush is because you're either going to get to a spot without being noticed, which is relying on a good spawn, or you're going to take map control, which is inherently easy to take with a good spawn. I could think of T-side train. I love getting out by the middle train on the A bomb site as a T if you have the best spawn because they don't see you. So go through the checklist most importantly, guys, and learn to plan for early round T-side. Do you have a spawn to take an area or do you not? Because if you don't, it's not the end of the world. You could take map control. You just got to do what I said in a slower fashion and expect the CTs to already be in established positions, which means now you're going to have to fight against a different battle. Now this guy's going to be Big Pit, and when you get spotted by him, if they have any type of decent teamwork, he's going to get a flash coming late above him, behind him like this, right? And you're going to be peeking him, and he's going to be able to peek with that flash. So plan for each phase of the round, guys, in early round T-side. And realize the foundation of really playing an early round is understanding where your opponent can be at what time in the round. All right? Now we're going to go to mid-round, and I'm going to talk about kind of concepts for what you do, map control, once you have control of an area or don't have control, and how you proceed on both sides.